Welcome to Globalfy Talks, the new talk of the town that will connect you to the global market. I'm your host, Eva Palatinsky. Joining us today is Renan Conde, CEO Brazil of FactorialHR. Welcome, Renan. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you, Eva. I'm so happy, especially because we are not just clients, but now we are partners. So it's an honor to be here with you.
Yeah, we're really happy to have you here talking to us and sharing a bit of your experience, not only at Factorial, but also on your previous experiences scaling businesses. So Could you give us a little bit of your background and what led you to your current position on Factorial?
I think I was always passionate about people. And then I started working in a bank. And then I was a bank clerk for a few years. Then I went to Ireland for an internship. And when I came back, I started working in an insurance company with HRs, and I fall in love. I fell in love with HR because I found the synergy. I found a group of people trying to bring new ideas or solutions that would impact us as an employee. And in 2015, I moved to Lisbon from São Paulo. I'm Brazilian. I was born in São Paulo, and then I moved from São Paulo to Lisbon, and then I started working with technology. So I was working with Real Tech before, and Real Tech was amazing because it led me to go-to-market expansion. So I was responsible to bring new Real Tech solutions to different states in Portugal, and then we start approaching new countries like Spain and Italy. And after, I think, almost 2 years, I found Factorial. So during the pandemic, I was stuck in Brazil. I was on holidays. So when pandemic started and all the airports were shut down and I was stuck there, and I said I don't know what to do next because I was actually supposed to have a sabbatical year. I was planning on to go to New Zealand for 1 year. And then pandemic started. So I said I don't want to go back to Portugal, despite of all my family was there. I would go to Barcelona, or I would go to Amsterdam, or I would go to London. And then I found Factorial on LinkedIn. And I was like, this is what I want to do. And then we started this conversation. Back that time, we were a group of 60 people, all of us. And I was hired to be responsible for Portugal. After 1.5 months, I was helping Italy. And then I was asking them to talk with leads that were coming from Germany, UK, and all other countries. I was known by Renan the rest of the world because they were countries we didn't have an office. And then I started opening new markets. I was invited in 2022 to go back to Brazil and start our office there. And it was a success because we started in January with 5 employees. And at the end of the year, we were with 100 employees. I took over US and I moved our office in Utah to Miami. And then I took over Mexico City and I was responsible for Americas. And since January this year, I'm only focused in Brazil as CEO and partner of this operation.
I definitely want to have another talk with you just to talk about your experience expanding businesses globally, because I believe we're going to have a lot of content there too. But today, as we're talking about remote work and the importance of remote work for employers and employees, and I see that you started working from Brazil and then you took over Portugal, and then from Portugal you were working with customers around Europe. How do you see the importance of remote work for today's companies on their expansion?
I think that it's important in a way that we are positioned globally. Whenever it comes to globalization, and if you want to scale a business, it's really important because I know that human interaction in an office, you can have it as well. You can go hybrid, you can have a remote team and a local team as you wish. But whenever you are work from home or you are work from anywhere, you don't have any boundaries. You can reach everyone. You can be available. You can change your time zone, but you can be there. And I don't know if it's something that it's a mentally blocker that we have, but whenever we are in an office, we think that we can only reach people that we can touch or people that we can see in person. And whenever we are working from home, there's no limit. So you can talk about your solution, you can bring your business to everywhere. So I think it's really important.
This is a really interesting perspective because this is exactly what I feel when we worked with people locally, but we had people working from different countries since 2016, if I'm not wrong. And when we were inside of the office, we had the feeling that that was it. Everybody was there, that our limit was those walls. But now that everybody works from home at Globalfy too, like there's no limit. We have employees in 7 different countries. We have customers in 80 plus countries. So you can work with anyone from anywhere. And there've been like a lot of discussions recently about the difference of productivity or performance or employee engagement, comparing the work from home from working from the office or in person or hybrid. What is your take on that? Like how companies can keep their employees engaged and delivering and performing even though they are working remotely?
Luckily, we have the right tools right now. So it's really different. Like if you are a company that you are using papers or Excel, it's going to be hard. It's going to be super hard because you don't have technology. And having technology is the key because you can track, you can engage, and you can be in touch with your employees. You can create campaigns. Now there's a lot of solutions for gamification that is connecting and bring everyone together. So I think it's something that we need to focus on, and it's also an opportunity to companies to review their entire process. So it's just like pandemic. Pandemic for HR it's a huge it was a huge step because company was coming from Excel and paper to digitalize their process, which is really important. And now they are open to new solutions. They are finding new solutions. They are working smarter than harder, which is more important. So they can track the performance, the results. So I think we have it all to have a remote team. And by my experience, whenever we are talking about companies in São Paulo, Mexico, New York, or any big cities, you are talking about saving people's time because they don't have to commute for 2 hours. They have a work-life balance, which is really important right now.
Exactly. And I believe that helps a lot on their engagement too, because they have a better quality of life. They're more engaged. They're more well rested. They have time for different activities besides work and not only, taking the transportation, either their own car or public transportation, going to the office, being stuck in the office the whole day, then driving or getting the public transportation back home and not having time for learning or engaging on a physical activity or doing some sort of sports or hobbies or anything that could be interesting to them, right? I believe that helps on their delivery too, because they're happy with their whole life and not only putting all their efforts on work. And you mentioned that the companies needed to go from working on paperwork to the virtual option and having everything on the cloud. What are the tips that you could give to companies that are not working remotely today, but they are considering that, or they're just starting to have employees working from a different site? What could be the tips that you give them in order to not lose any processes on their way to that expansion?
I think that find the right technology is the first one, the main one. But also you can always approach like other directors or CEOs from different companies on LinkedIn. You can ask for advice. You can ask for tips. It's really hard, and I know that it's normal that you're feeling afraid because it's a big gap, like it's a big movement from working locally. But at the end of the day, you are not only making employees happy and the productivity is gonna increase, but you are also saving money because you are saving money with Office. You are saving money, and it is also important because you are investing this money in other strategic, in other tools, in other campaigns. So you are not stuck in something that you don't need to be. So you can be more strategical.
You can have access to more talent too, right? Because you're not limited to the city where you're in. You can have access to people with the most diverse background from anywhere. So it helps on even on the company culture or the background of the professionals that you're looking for to work with you. And talking about that, the diversity and that mix of different professionals with different backgrounds and from different countries. I know that Factorial has one site conference where you have everybody getting together and celebrating their wins and sharing their knowledge. And could you talk a little bit about that to us? Let our audience know how do you guys do it, and also let us know what other activities you have to engage your employees and to give them that sense of belonging, although they are working from different countries to the same company.
This event is a big thing, so it happens every May. So we are all flying from everywhere in the world to Barcelona. So not Barcelona actually is in Costa Brava, but it's a Glen camp, and it's amazing because we are meeting face to face people that we work in a daily basis, and it's also amazing because whenever we are together, we are defining the new strategy. We are aware of what is coming next in terms of product. But we have a bunch of activities, so it's like micro offsites that we are mixing everyone, so it's also an opportunity for them to know each other better. And we have like different games or different activities in order to bring new ideas for our solution, because then we are getting their input from the country they are working on, so their reality versus the input from someone in a different country. So it's really amazing because whenever we leave the camp, we are not only we leave like with new ideas. We are engaged to create a better solution and more open to more opinions or inputs. So it's a really nice time. This year we had like also partners, which was great because we are also hearing from partners and clients a different perspective, and we are all learning together. So I would say that it's a Glen camp for human interaction. So we are talking about artificial intelligence all the time, but it's a time for us to remind what is behind the artificial intelligence, which is human connection.
Yeah, and in the end, this is what everybody's looking for, that human connection. Although we love technology, we love the way that AI can help us to solve problems. By the end of the day, when you need something, you want to talk to a real human. You don't want that chat bot uh, giving you robotic answers. You want someone that understands how you're feeling, that can be empathetic with your situation and, help you to go through that. And besides the in real life event, what else do you do to keep everybody engaged and having that connection when they are working from different places?
We have all hands every Friday, and it's nice because it's not that regular all hands that we are only talk about figures. We are like engaged, and then we are recognizing employees for best practice, and then we leave the mic open so they can share. So we have like a session for kudos. So imagine that you are working with someone in Asia and you did like an amazing project together, and someone is offering you kudos in front of all the companies. And then we are not only using our all hands time to talk about the figures, so it is really important because we are trying to recognize the best practice from the best teams, and we leave the mic open for the ones that were selected to talk about their experience as well. And it's also important, and it's also super nice because whenever we finish this meeting, we always have like getting messages from other teammates like, oh, this is amazing, or asking for tips or sharing something that you can contribute on. So it's really nice to have everyone not only talk about figures. So it's an open space for us to connect.
And it's interesting to hear when you mention people from different continents working together and giving kudos to each other. At Globalfy, this is something that we see that they value a lot. The whole team really value the opportunity to work with people from different places, from different backgrounds, and they really embrace that diversity, which really helps us also because our customers are from different places and we can have that rapport with them as we have people with, the most diverse backgrounds the same way as our customers are. And based on your experience with Factorial and also working with 10,000s of other companies around the globe, how do you see that experience of a multicultural environment for the employees? Do you see that's a trend? It's something that is like common, that everybody really enjoys that opportunity to work with people from different countries, besides working, instead of working with someone like from the same city, most of the times from the same region where they are?
I think it's amazing, and it's a really rich experience, because most of the times, for example, we have an employee that is in São Paulo, but they meet their teammates in Barcelona. So sometimes they want to learn Spanish, and then they ask us, can I go to Barcelona and I can work from Barcelona office, or can I go to Miami and I can work from Miami office, because then I want to have like English class, I want to connect with the local culture. I think it's really, really nice and important, because they are not only sharing a cultural, but they are using this experience to boost their career, their performance, their curriculum, because they are looking for a new way to be better by exchanging with different cultures. So they are using this opportunity as well to work on language course, to travel, to engage. So I think it's a plus. And to be honest, whenever I have an interview, they are asking if it's possible. So I saw that most of the questions I have whenever I'm interviewing in Brazil is like, I saw that you guys are a Spanish company. How it works? Is there a way for us? Is there an opportunity for us in the future to have an exchange? And yes, it is possible. So it's also aligned with the life goals.
It is amazing because in the end, you end up attracting people that have exactly the culture that you're looking for, right? That they embrace that opportunity and they want to have that opportunity to work with people from around the globe, and they want to be there. They want to meet their peers. They want to have the experience to travel abroad and to work from there, learn a different language. I believe it's like
And,
really rich, a rich experience besides their job or besides their day-to-day work, right? And how?
and also, just
Go ahead.
to also to add on, whenever we are bringing someone from a senior position to a management position, is also an opportunity for the company, because we can invite them to come to headquarters and they can learn how to manage from there, and then we can use this as in our favor in order to develop our employees as well.
Yeah, it's also a benefit, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to an entrepreneur that they also have headquarters in Brazil and in San Francisco, and he was mentioning that they have an apartment in San Francisco, and depending on the employee performance or the company needs for training or anything, they're going to have people from Brazil going to San Francisco and spend some time there, and that this counts for them as something spectacular, something that they are really looking for, that opportunity to travel for the company to different country, to live there for a while, to experience a different culture, to improve their English, and then come back, and share that knowledge with their peers. So it could be an advantage for both sides too. And when we're talking about managing a big remote team, we are clients from Factorial. We use your solutions, but I wanted you to share a bit of what you guys do at Factorial, and how can you help companies that have teams working from different places. How you can help the HR to manage all these processes and everything else that is involved on these people management challenges that they have.
So our mission is to boost the next generation of people first SMBs. So our solution was built for SMBs. And this is also important because we are talking about two different times in HR history. We are talking about pandemic, whenever we have to go digital, and then we are talking now about centralization, and this is exactly what Factorial does. So we are a 360 solution for HR. So you have in one place all the process from HR. So you can hire, you can attract talents, you can onboard them, and then you can have performance review and time tracking, and then you have like an employee space, and you can have like documents. So if you're an SMB company, you don't need to really worry about your operational work with HR, because Factorial is taking care of it. So you can focus on people, which is what's really important. And you don't need to find like different 1,000 solutions. So it's really common to find companies that have like one solution for performance, one solution for documents, one solution for pay slips, and we have it all integrated, which is really nice. And it was built by Factorial, so it's not a Frankenstein, different tools connected, so it's really one tool. And you can especially manage remote teams because you can create different offices and which employees are in the different offices. They can interact. You can have like different time off policies, for example. You can customize according to the local they are working on. So it's really nice because in one click you have all information. And if you are a C-level, you have like also figures on which country is spending or saving money, and you can have more inputs on how engaged is the team. It's all centralized, which is I think is the most important topic here.
Yes, and I agree 100% with you because that was exactly the reason why we went to work with Factorial, because you guys offered a really all-in-one solution, which is exactly what we try to provide to our customers when they are creating their business in the US. So they don't need to keep working with different professionals and try to connect different information. Something else that I really enjoy as we were discussing the employee engagement and their satisfaction with their overall work environment are the surveys. So not only the managers are able to evaluate their team and their employee and give them feedback, but also the employee has the opportunity to evaluate the company, their management, the culture, the policies, and give feedback every 3 6 months, a year, depending on the time frame that you determine inside of the platform. But it's really important for us as a company to have that thermometer and understand how our team members are feeling regarding everything that the company is providing to them in terms not only of benefits or salary, but everything else that is involved on their work on a daily basis. And that's all inside Factorial. And you don't need to leave the platform to see the evaluation that the manager made, that the employee made, all the employee information, the documents. Like, it's a really all-in-one solution, and I really, really enjoy working with you guys. So congratulations on the job that we've been doing there.
I'm
And as we're wrapping up, go
No,
ahead.
I'm glad to hear, and also because we are bringing you new solutions every quarter. So Factorial is connected with clients in different countries to have feedback. So it's really important to know not only if they are happy, but what is missing. So what else we can do, and then we are launching new products like quarterly. And when it comes to performance review, for example, we have just launched a performance review linked to OKRs. So you can have an agreement between the manager and the employee, and then you can establish like the OKRs, and then you can track it, and it's connected to the performance. So it's really nice to have it in one hand. So I'm
And
super glad with the feedback.
I haven't seen that yet, but I'm really interested.
No, you
Oh,
have to
and
go for it. It's amazing.
yes, and it's great because then you're evaluating specific things and you're not letting anything out there for them to wonder why something didn't work. No, you have specific things to address and you can help the employee perform better, and they can also ask for feedback in specific topics. So it's like a win-win situation.
Yeah, and if you are talking about remote, like it's really important because
Yes,
OKRs and performance are really, really important because people, everyone, like we want to know where we are going. We want to have a
exactly.
plan, and OKRs and performance is gonna lead the way.
Exactly. They want to know what the company expects from them so they can deliver to that too. And if you have that clear and it's attached to their performance evaluation, even better.
Exactly.
Really good. And Renan, as we're wrapping up our conversation today, which was really insightful and amazing, as I mentioned to you, I want to have you here another time to talk about expanding your business globally, about collecting feedback globally and applying that to different solutions for different countries too. I wanted to know if there is anything else that you would like to say, or maybe an advice to the entrepreneurs listening to us that are either dealing with a remote team and having challenges or willing to go remote. If there is anything else that you would like to share.
Yeah, I would like to share something about our partnership that I think is gonna be like valuable for entrepreneur in this topic as well. So I was in love with Globalfy because Globalfy is doing for entrepreneurs exactly what we are doing for workers. So we have no boundaries. So we are Globalfy is helping you guys to have business, to bring your business to new level, to new countries, to a new whole market that you didn't even know that existed, that was there for you, because you have like a business that is important here and you can spend it. And Factorial is doing the same for your employees. So my piece of advice would be like, you have the right companies and you have the right technologies. There's no excuse for you to be in the same place. Let's spend, let's open mind, and let's explore different things, especially because one of my main topics here is that the next generation, so we are talking about Z generation, Alpha generation, they are technological natives. So they know we can do better. We need to provide these talents the kind of tools they need to succeed.
And I agree 100%, and I appreciate that too, because having the right partners, having the right solutions is halfway of what everything that you need to do when expanding your business globally. And when we're talking about the next generation, we're talking about the next generation of employees and also the next generation of customers. So everybody is connected. They are online. They know about other countries' trends and culture. And there's no such a thing as staying on your corner and nobody else will be there bugging your business. Now your competitor may be Alibaba or Shein or some other store from China. They're competing with you because they have global access. So you need to do the same. Your competitors are already doing it. And there's no excuse for you not to take your business global and take advantage of that opportunity of this new interconnected world that we're living in. Well, Renan, thank you so much for our conversation. I really enjoy having you today. And where our listeners can find you online?
I'm on LinkedIn, so Renan Conde. And I'm also on FactorialHR.com. You can find about our solution, but I'm glad if you connect on LinkedIn. I'm always trying to post insights from the industry, so you can connect from there.
Really great. Thank you all for joining us today at Globalfy Talks. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, share, and follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you.